would say heart physics has been the most profound transformation in my life. I had a heart awakening about 3 years ago, and I had been very, very messed up in just about every way. I was suicidal, I was self-abusive, I had clinical depression. I don't remember a day since I was a small child without waking up and wishing that I was not alive. And I was a Christian a believer for 40 years, and nothing was working because I was trying to please God, works righteousness, and after about half that time I just felt like I was kind of giving up because nothing was working, and I didn't feel the love of God. I knew intellectually that He loved me, but I didn't feel it. And when I had the heart awakening, it came primarily from a scripture, "There's therefore now no condemnation." And because I had no self-worth and no value in myself due to my background and abuse, a lot of abuse in the background, so I didn't see any worth in myself at all. And when I felt condemned for existing, and I had a father that did not ever acknowledge me, so I felt when the Lord revealed "there's therefore now no condemnation," it was that I was feeling condemned for existing. And when I realized that, you know, He didn't condemn me for existing, He was the reason I existed. And so the value and worth began to come in. But I didn't know where to go from there. So when I was here with Dennis and Denise Capra, they introduced me to Jim Richards' ministry, and they said heart physics would be the way to go. So I started the heart physics, and it was just really, you know, a short while, very short while. I'd say maybe the first week I was in it, and I began to notice changes. It was that connection with Jesus in my heart. It's just, I want to tell everybody in the world, you know, and I do tell everybody that will listen, that connection with Jesus in your heart completely transforms you and enables you to walk out any issues that come up in your life, circumstances and everything. Just going to Him in your heart and connecting with Him, meditating on Him all day long, and just connecting with Him will change every aspect of your environment. The clinical depression, it was almost instantaneous, just went away. When I wake up in the mornings now, it's just with this joy and peace that I have from the Lord, from the connection. And I listen to a lot of the CDs, and they're all wonderful, but that heart physics connection, it's just completely 180-degree turned around, changed my life.
Wow, awesome. And then also what you were telling me, just like the step-by-steps, can you even say, like, from starting with the 30-day process, how kind of it just took over? Did you get to a point where it was just like all of a sudden you were on the other side of it, and you were just like, I'm on the other side? Like, you just, I know yesterday he was talking about even in the meetings, like, you're seeing a place in your mind. When you go to your secret place, you're going to go look at the place that you want to be in your mind.
Yes. And
see and experience that. Did you ever experience anything where it was like you just were all of a sudden where you had imagined yourself to be? Was it kind of like that kind of?
Yes. Yes, and I've found doing this that Dr. Richards has been talking about writing these affirmations before. I began to see my dreams change at night, and in the heart physics, I did about 4 of them, 4 of the different series, and depending on what the theme was, I began to see changes almost immediately. I would write these affirmations before I went to sleep, and then the next day I would notice things just beginning to change. My outlook, my views, walking towards something, it was just amazing. Just amazing. It's almost like a miracle.
Awesome.
What's happening.
Awesome. So cool. So did you ever have to do anything to take care of your depression that you're free from now? Like, did you have to take medication and stuff like that? And then
yeah, I took medication for years, and then I became allergic to all of them, and I just pretty much gave up. I lived in a feeling of hopelessness all the time. There was no feeling of ever having any hope. And what was so wonderful is that almost immediately the clinical depression just went away. And it's like, you know, everybody says, how can that be? You know, because it's chemical. They said it was a chemical imbalance, but it was just gone, and it's never returned. And it's just, you know, what I've found is the practical working out. That's what I was missing without this heart connection. because I saw the Lord external to me. And so what was missing is I was always intellectual. I couldn't get it to work. And so when something would come along, or a situation or a circumstance, it was like, I can't get it to work. And it was just up here in my head. I did just end up getting depressed. This way, it works.
Awesome.
Experience the secret of heart physics. Positive, painless, permanent, effortless transformation. Heart physics.